Hello, so in this video I'm going to install some H4 headlights on the 240. As you all know, the 240 comes with a stock headlight where the entire headlight needs to be replaced, not just the bulb but the entire halogen lamp. With the H4 conversion headlights you can install single bulbs as well as LED lights. I'm going to install some H4 headlights along with some LED lights in this video. Okay, so before I start, I'll disconnect the negative battery terminal to cut off the power to the car. It's just a safety precaution so that the lights don't accidentally actuate when I'm working on the lights. While I work on the lights, I made sure the lights were in the flip-up position. You pretty much have to have the lights up in order to work on it because of the screws that have to be removed in order to remove the light bulb, and there's going to be a total of 4 screws that hold the outer frame of the light. Once the 4 screws are removed, the outer frame cover can be removed as well. To remove this part, I push the frame a little forward because there's tabs in the front holding the part. It was kind of tricky to remove, and I had to play around with it in order to remove it. Now that the frame is loosened, the frame can be removed out of the way, which will expose the 4 bolts holding down the top plate of the light. There's going to be 4 bolts, 2 bolts on the right side of the headlight and 2 bolts on the other side. Once 4 bolts are removed, the top plate should easily come off. Once the top plate is removed, the headlamp plug will be exposed, which will have to be unplugged. Next, once the frame and the top plate is removed, the screws that are holding the actual light will be shown. There's going to be 4 screws holding down the light. The screws are going to be near the corners of the light bulb, 1 on each corner. There's going to be 2 screws on the top, 2 screws on the bottom. When removing the bulb, be careful not to let the bulb slip off of the bay when removing the screws. Alright, so when the old stock bulb is removed, the H4 headlamp conversion lights can be installed. Before installing the H4 housings, I installed the LEDs onto the H4 housings before installing the H4s onto the headlamp bay. This makes it easier installing the LEDs because when the H4s are already installed into the bay, it's harder to install the LEDs that way because of the tighter space that it's in. So doing it while it's outside the bay, it'll just make it easier. So now I'm going to put everything back once the H4 housings are installed. I'm going to start with putting back the top plate. There are 4 screws holding down the top plate, 2 on each side of the headlamp. After the top plate is installed and bolted down, the side covers are ready to be installed. Installing these back on, I did have to play with it. It wasn't simply just putting them back on and the covers just slipped into place. I did have to move it around and play with it to get it back on correctly. Installing H4 conversion lights is a pretty straightforward process. It just takes a couple of steps and it's not too difficult. Good thing about the conversion headlights is that even if you were to decide not to install LEDs on it, you can still install the regular halogen light bulbs just as long as they are compatible with the H4 housings. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you guys have a great day. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask.